aim in the T30. My favourite tier 9 heavy tank, because the T30 is a heavy tank, contrary to what World of Tanks will tell you. Anyway, so in pretty good game on Redshire, there are some tier 10s, there are some tier 8s, and once again, there is an artillery on our team and no artillery on the enemy team, because balanced matchmaking. Anyway, pushing over to the heavy tank alley here, as you do in the T30. I've got food loaded, but that's because I'm trying to 3-mark this tank. We're at like 91% or something at this game. Anyway, it is definitely a tank that food does help the reload, but more so the aiming time and the accuracy. Missing shots in this tank because they didn't go where you want them to is highly frustrating with the 750 alpha and 276 pen. And then I just got the 13 gold rounds for when you have a 3-man platoon of mice on the enemy team, which did happen at one point in this grind. Anyway, we've pretty much ruffle-stomped this side so far, taking out a Centurion and a TVP, or maybe one of those things was on the other flank, I wasn't really paying attention. Anyway, gonna just aim in and give that T49 the good news, and then just pull back for 15 or so seconds while we reload. 16.97, as I think is currently the reload I've got on this tank. Anyway, not being struck by artillery, because there isn't any artillery in the game, so that's always nice. And putting one into their T110E5's cupola, although unfortunately it does not go through. Anyway, pushing over here some more. Got a few nice things to farm here. Conqueror, Tortoise, always good. Reloaded again. Just Conqueror's angling a bit too much, so put a nice one into his side there. I'm not quite sure exactly what the Conqueror's side armor is, but it's not enough to stop 276mm of freedom. So our artillery hits the Conqueror. I'll just reload and put one into his upper plate. That was a bit of a risky shot. I think probably should have gone for the side of the lower plate, but oh well, it penned. Objects 432 on the enemy team, making an interesting decision to rush in, but oh well. Putting one into the side of the Tortoise. Right. So this flank's gone pretty well for us, although we are kind of getting farmed. I probably shouldn't have pushed up here, because while the turret on this tank is incredible, the hull is not good enough to withstand STRV. Now, I'd kind of expected that Tortoise would have died a bit earlier, but oh well, dead now. Although I'm hoping that, especially since that OHO just missed, I'm going to be able to put one into this Striv, and I'm willing to take a shot to do it, but Striv shoots the wall, I shoot the Striv dies. Just lucky fire there, but then again, when you're being hit by 155mm shells, something's going to break. Anyway, so tier 10 medium tanks on the enemy team have pushed through the other flank and have farmed everything. Somehow our artillery is still alive, but anyway, missed that shot on the M4190, but oh well. Important thing here is I'm getting in close range now. I was hoping that 140 would stay there, but unfortunately he didn't. So at this point, what we need to do is just kill some of these tanks, and like how? Just like things like that is what is really frustrating about playing this tank. Is like you can do so much damage, and then when you don't. Anyway, so track the 140. What can you do? Coming up here because I don't want to get shot by that. Don't want to get shot by the AMX65T, who's up in this area somewhere. STB1 here is just farming the OHO, but hopefully I'm going to be able to put one in while the STB isn't paying attention. Turns his turret, and I'm like, right, I might take a shot for this, but then 140 comes out, so I put a nice one into the side of the 140 and somehow track him, so I'm really hoping that someone might be able to finish him off. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. And at this point I'm like, right, a few more seconds and I should be able to finish him off, especially because he just finished off the last ally in my team. So 1 versus 3, now 1 versus 2, M4190. Now it did look like the M4190 was going this way, but I'm like, right, M4190 wants to flank me. They want to get 2 different angles. So the 65T, I reckon, was going to make a beeline for me. I'm like, either the M4190 is going to be going this way or is going to be going that way. No shit, Sherlock. But this is probably one of the best spots on the map where I can hold out, because if they try and cap, I'm in a good hold down position to reset it, and it's got lots of walls that I can back myself into to stop myself from getting outflanked. So aim that one in, don't want to miss it. And I've loaded gold now just because I was assuming I might have to shoot him at range, in which case the extra shell speed from APCR would be very useful, and then it's just the 65T left and he's pushing me, so this game is pretty much over at this point. Take a bit of a snapshot there, probably not the best idea, and I had the good angle on this guy, so he had to push right over to get me, and then his reloading and backing up, and I'm not going to snap this one though, because if I was to miss that, it could have been game over. But I didn't, and it's GG. So there's a lot of damage in the T30 as we take out a 1v3 at the end of the game there. So we'll go take a quick look at the post-game stats. Alrighty, so here we are with the post-game stats. As you can see, that was an ace tanker for the 6,889 damage done. Pretty good game. 88,000 credits. 2,334 experience. Didn't shoot that many tanks, but the ones we did shoot, we did a lot of damage to, as is the way when you have a gun of this caliber. Almost 1,600 base XP, 1,556 for the 5 kills, especially there. Not that much assisted damage, only 669. But all in all, a pretty good game. So, thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time.